All right. I'll try to talk louder, but okay. So yeah, this is a work in progress. It's my, it's brand new, like really brand new, and I have to tighten it. But it's based on a true story. Okay. And my muse was a Toastmasters speech by Ski from about 2 years ago, probably. You'll know which one. You'll know which one. All right, here we go. You ready? It doesn't have a title yet either. Bear with me. This is my first time. You ready? Okay, here we go. Am I loud enough? Is this loud enough? Yes? Okay. Back then, there were children, an entire classroom full of children, and a single tree loaded with apples. One apple for every child. Every single one. And I was their guide, their Sherlock Holmes of sorts, helping them find the clues to the seen things, the blues, the reds, the oranges, and the unseen things, the flavors, the sounds, crackles and beeps, ticks and talks, and later even the counted and uncounted things, the cleverly built and the stubbornly unbuildable things, the letters, the numbers, and the mystery of reading each other's minds. Sherlock. Sheer luck having them around me. That is until dear Watson, my hapless assistant, entered this busy world of bumbling, buzzing bees, children, and that is when, dear friends, it all came tumbling down. I remember all of the children, the 3-year-olds, ripe with the curiousness and clumsiness of wandering without wondering, distracted by every stray sound, stain, and odd but familiar smells soaking into the cracks of their brains, sponges soaking in every drop. Little 3-year-olds not a bit curious about the tree. The 4-year-olds, oh, to be 4, reckless in their wandering, trampling every sorry sapling on their way to the tree, forgetting why they had wondered about it from afar, because up close it was so much bigger, almost threatening, and now those round red things looked so high up, so unreachable, and so boring. They turned away. And then there was Emily, no longer 3, no longer 4, but finally, triumphantly 5. Dearest Emily, after 2 years of wandering around the tree, so ready to see an apple up close, she waited patiently below it, willing it to fall into her hand so she could finally taste it and enter into its softly enticing mystery. Yes, back then there were children, and a tree loaded with apples, 1 apple for every child, every single one. The day Watson became my assistant, I told her I would be her mentor. I would show her how to guide the children without teaching them, how to offer them a new lesson as they were ready, physically, mentally, and spiritually. She could, of course, give lessons, but only with my explicit permission. Dearest Watson, I will give you practice teaching, but I have been through the entire training, and I choose carefully when the child is ready. If I give the lesson too soon, the child will be so frustrated she will grow angry and learn to hate her new task. She will throw it down and trample it in disgust and never try again. If I give him the lesson too late, it will become meaningless, trivial, hardly worth his attention, and he will go on without giving a whit about possibly missing out on the biggest, possibly missing out, I messed up, sorry, I've never done this before, possibly missing out on the tastiest morsel of mystery he may ever get the chance to know. One rule, Watson, do not give a lesson without my permission. And Watson closed her eyes and bowed her head in consent. The days passed, and I would find Watson giving lessons to 3-year-olds who had not the dexterity nor the willpower to follow through, and they would grow red with anger and frustration and throw the pieces down, damaging them. They were not ready. She would offer a 5-year-old the same lesson he had mastered on his own months before, making him doubt himself. For why should the teacher show him something he already knew how to do unless he had been doing it wrong? And dear Watson crushed the child's spirit, and he wanted nothing to do with the task ever again, for fear he would surely always do it wrong. And then the fateful day came with Emily. Emily was right at the edge of the most beautiful mystery of all. I had the lesson planned for her, and my eagerness to bring her to the apple on the tree was to be timed at the apple's prime and perfumed ripeness at the perfect moment for Emily to understand its mystery. I turned for just a moment to attend to the newest child in the classroom, the youngest, still fearful of the hustle and bustle of the other children bumbling and buzzing around so adeptly in this curious environment. And then I saw it. Watson giving Emily the lesson, handing her an apple, not even the one designed especially for her, like it were some random act, just another task. And Watson saw me see her, and she gave me a look, that smug look of self-satisfaction. My heart skipped its beat. I couldn't breathe. Emily sat eating the wrong apple. The apple not even ripe enough for the child it had been intended for. My dearest, lovely Emily. Utterly dumbfounded, defeated, disappointed. This is what she had been waiting, willing, with all her might to fall ripened into her outstretched hand all these years. And here it was, plucked up by Watson and shoved at her, so she had eaten out of fear, and because she was told it was time, told. And could I have turned back time, would have turned back time and fixed it, had I only invited Emily to come with me to the tree, to lay out the blanket and sit with her, to take out that piece of paper and pencil, to lay out the pretty objects she knew all the names of, a flower, a leaf, a stone, a branch, a moon sliver, a star mote, a water drop, and to say in the quietest of voices like a whisper, Emily, I'm going to think of one of these beautiful objects laying out on the blanket in front of you, but instead of telling you what I'm thinking of, I'm going to do something different so that you know which one I am thinking of. And then I would write down slowly and carefully a name, L-E-A-F. And I would place the piece of paper with the 4 letters in front of her, and she would sound it out and say it out loud with a look of awe on her face. Leaf! And I would hold in my sheer joy, seeing her know she has entered into a secret way of communication, a mysterious form of transmission of thought that could remain an eternal secret between her and I, if she chose, and I would say, yes, Leaf. That is exactly the object I was thinking of. You dearest Emily, you have read my mind. And she would place the slip of paper next to the leaf, and tears would stream down her face, and the apple would drop into her hand, and she would cherish it, her first taste of wisdom of her very own. And one by one, the children would reach their time, and I would invite them to the tree, and each apple would fall ripe into each eager hand, and each child would taste of the wisdom at her time, at his time, and it would be good. It would always, always be good.
Woo! That was really great.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that, Danielle.
Thank you.
Uncle.
Yeah, thank you. Something to aspire for.
Thumbs up.